Carolyn says after living in this community for a decade and never missing a payment, she says the fee is far from reasonable.
I said, this is crazy. Let's stop this nonsense.
Imagine waking up in the morning to find out that your home is being foreclosed over a $150 fee that you didn't even know you owed, or being told that you can't fly the American flag in your front yard, or worse, being forced to remove a loved one's wheelchair ramp because it doesn't match the neighborhood's aesthetic.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Welcome to the world of homeowners associations, where the rules can be as petty as they are powerful.
So what happens if you don't pay? Your privileges could be taken away, your bills could go to collections, or you could be sued, and a lien could be placed on your home. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Today we're diving into the truth about HOAs, the good, the bad, and the downright unbelievable horror stories that every homeowner needs to hear. Whether you love them or hate them, HOAs are a big part of community living across the country. Believe it or not, about 75.5 million Americans live in communities governed by HOAs, representing over 30% of US housing. And that number is only growing, with more than 3,000 new HOAs expected to form this year alone. So if you live in an HOA or are thinking about buying a home in one, there are things that you really need to know. Because yes, you can be evicted by an HOA. Not just renters, but homeowners too. And it's not just happening in one state, it's widespread. So knowing your rights and responsibilities is crucial, because once you're in, getting out of an HOA's grip can be incredibly challenging. So what exactly is a homeowners association? An HOA is an organization in a subdivision, planned community, or condominium building that makes and enforces rules for the properties and residents. If you buy a home in an area governed by an HOA, you automatically become a member, and you're required to pay dues, known as HOA fees. Those fees go towards maintaining the common areas like parks, pools, or landscaping, and for other community-related expenses. HOAs are typically run by a board of directors made up of residents who volunteer their time, but sometimes a professional management company is hired. HOAs exist to maintain the overall appearance and functionality of a community. The main idea is that by setting rules and guidelines, property values can be protected and enhanced. For example, they might enforce rules about the color of your house, the height of your fence, or even the type of vehicles you can park in your driveway. Originally, HOAs were set up by homeowners themselves, back before World War II. The purpose was to manage their own neighborhoods and ensure that everyone followed the same basic agreed upon rules. Sounds like a good idea, right? But as communities grew larger, managing everything became more complex. Enter the for-profit management companies. These companies are hired to handle everything from lawn maintenance to street repairs, and yes, they get a flat rate fee. But the real money doesn't come from that fee, it comes from the fines. They employ entire teams dedicated to combing through HOA rules to find every possible infraction, no matter how minor, like a flower pot that doesn't meet decades-old guidelines. Suddenly, homeowners are getting fined left and right for things as small as leaving a garage door open. HOAs have been accused of taking advantage of people in vulnerable situations, particularly those in affordable housing. People often choose condos or manufactured homes because they are the most affordable way to own a home. But add HOA fees and unexpected fines, and the costs can skyrocket. Some HOAs have even doubled association fees to cover mismanaged budgets, and they aren't shy about fining residents for anything they can find in the rules. Real quick, if you're finding this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I do try to post new and helpful content regularly. The original idea behind HOAs was actually pretty good. Create a uniform and visually appealing neighborhood, which theoretically benefits everyone by preserving property values. However, HOAs and their rules have become more restrictive, and that leads us to the pros and cons of living in an HOA community. One of the biggest advantages of living in an HOA is that it helps maintain the look and the feel of the neighborhood. The rules are designed to prevent eyesores like overgrown lawns, peeling paint, or broken down cars parked in the street. This can make the community more attractive and pleasant to live in. Another pro is the access to amenities. Many HOAs provide shared facilities like swimming pools, gyms, parks, or clubhouses, which can be a major perk for residents. HOAs also handle maintenance of common areas, so you don't have to worry about mowing the neighborhood park or fixing the pool. Finally, HOAs can provide a sense of community. They often organize events like holiday parties, community cleanups, or neighborhood watch programs. For some people, this can be a great way to meet neighbors and feel more connected. But let's be real, there are definitely some downsides. One of the most common complaints is the loss of personal freedom when it comes to your home. Living under an HOA means agreeing to a set of rules that can sometimes feel a bit invasive and restrictive. Want to paint your house a bold color? You better make sure to check the rules. Thinking about adding a new shed to your backyard? Well, you might need to get board approval first. HOA fees are another drawback. These can range from a few $100s a year to several thousand depending on the community and its amenities. And these fees can and usually will go up over time. If the HOA mismanages funds or faces unexpected expenses, you might be on the hook for a special assessment, a one-time fee that can really hurt your wallet. And then there's the power struggle. HOAs are run by boards, which are often made up of your neighbors. Sometimes these boards can become overly zealous or power hungry, making decisions that aren't in the best interest of the community. This can lead to conflicts, resentment, and even legal battles. Now let's talk about some HOA horror stories that highlight just how extreme things can get. While most HOAs operate fairly smoothly, there are some real-life tales that are incredibly hard to believe. One infamous example involves a family in Florida who faced foreclosure from their HOA because of an unpaid $150 fine. The HOA took advantage of a legal loophole to foreclose on the home, even though the mortgage was current. They ended up losing their home over what started as a minor dispute.
An active duty soldier is fighting his local HOA and property management company for his right to fly the American flag.
In Arizona, Sergeant Chris Link was told by his HOA that he could only display the American flag on 4 specific days per year. His HOA insisted that the flag be moved to the backyard if displayed outside of those days, despite federal laws protecting the right to fly the flag.
Said that you can't have a flagpole. And so I took it off the flagpole, and then the HOA president, who lives right down the street, still told me that I couldn't fly my flag, period.
Chris Link is an active duty soldier at Fort Hood who just this week was asked to remove his American flag from display at his home. So he removed the pole and hung the flag from his porch. And in a series of emails that followed with Blessed Properties Management, Associa Hill Country, the HOA, and Robert Woods, the HOA president, he was told to follow the rules like everyone else and remove it.
That flag means more to me than a lot of people realize.
The owner office manager at Blessed Properties told the Links in an email on Wednesday, regardless of his feelings, the rules need to be adhered to. She offered him a solution, though: display the American flag in the backyard. Chris offered his solution, too: the American Flag Act of 2005 and his right to display the flag of the United States.
This led to a broader neighborhood dispute and highlights just how HOA rules can clash with federal laws, often leaving homeowners to either comply with restrictive guidelines or engage in costly legal battles. In Tennessee, Michael Broadnax, a popular pastor, suffered a debilitating stroke. A few months later, his family learned that he could come home for rehabilitation, but they would need to install a wheelchair ramp before rehab officials would clear the move back home. The family hired a contractor and had a ramp installed at the front of their house. Michael came home and everything was great, until the HOA sent a letter threatening to sue if the ramp wasn't removed immediately. Instead of trying to work out a solution, the first thing they did was threaten legal action against someone who had just had a stroke.
What is wrong with you people?
This is insane, right? And here's one more.
An 83-year-old woman says her HOA may take the cake because they continue to bill her over a 20-cent mistake on her check when she tried to rectify.
Carolyn Babcock is an 80-year-old woman living in Belia County, Florida. After her husband moved into a nursing home, Carolyn took on the responsibility of paying the household bills.
She paid this $43.50, but says she missed this 20-cent interest fee on the line below and came up a little short. When she realized it, she said she walked down to the office with her dime and 2 nickels, but they wouldn't accept it. So she continues to rack up charges for her missed change.
She accidentally shorted her HOA payment by just 20 cents. And for this small mistake, the HOA slapped her with a $30 late fee every month. When she tried to settle the difference by bringing the 20 cents to the office, they refused to accept the cash. Instead of trying to resolve the situation, they continued to pile on fees. The HOA even began threatening her with foreclosure unless she paid up, all for just 20 cents.
Apparently, I still owe $90.20.
But you're not paying it.
No, I don't feel that it's right. Absolutely not. I said, they can come and arrest me. Sorry, but who's going to pay $90 for a 20-cent interest?
This could easily be your parent, grandparent, or even you one day. It's ridiculous and heartbreaking. These kinds of stories are everywhere. All you have to do is a quick online search or look at some HOA forums to find plenty of examples. HOAs can be a mixed bag. They do offer structure, community amenities, and can help maintain property values. But they can also be incredibly restrictive, expensive, and sometimes downright unreasonable. Whether or not an HOA is right for you really depends on your personality and what you value in a community. I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you had any experiences with an HOA, good or bad? Drop a comment below and let me know. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching. I'm George Poporad, and I'll see you next time.